Hey traders, my evening video, I didn't do one this morning. I typically try to do a morning brief video, but I'm working tomorrow. Yeah, I just don't have time to do that stuff in the morning. Ideally, I prefer doing that, and I get my open interest updated early in the morning, and I get a better idea of where the call and put walls are for the day. So that's going to be a little bit off from where I really need it. Please like the video if you like it. Leave some comments below on the YouTube channel. I really appreciate feedback. And retweet me on Twitter if you get a chance. Really appreciate it. Gummy9662C. Okay, Qs are really looking pretty good here, given the price action we've had the past 24 hours. Uh, this here is a fair value but gap that seems to be holding support. Continue to put higher lows in. Uh, we're currently closed right above our current anchored VWAP wall. So basically, we closed above the Sunday open in today's session. That puts us on the bullish side of trend for the week. So coming into tomorrow, most likely we'll probably be migrating back higher. A bit does this type of sell or close suggests there's probably not going to be a lot of sell side action in the overnight session. So just be very mindful of that. It's a really uh, a pretty good close here for to hold your longs overnight. Okay, that isn't always the case, but generally that's the case. What I'm seeing right here. SMH. What I wanted to point out on that, we're getting a uh, higher low here on the SMH, and we are currently trading. This is a fair value gap here, which they defended. We defended this last Wednesday, this fair value gap on the SMH, and this is also the the shortest time frame anchored VWAP area, and we defended that today and closed above the consolidation area. So this is looking a little more bullish for a continuation in the semiconductors tomorrow. So be very mindful of that. Very possible semiconductor continuation tomorrow. And in that tone, and we'll go over here to NVIDIA real quick. NVIDIA, on the other hand, has not. So we've come up in the bare minimum back test in NVIDIA. We're currently in a positive gamma situation on NVIDIA. So this is you could have taken a risky trade going short NVIDIA, looking for a retrace tomorrow. But where we closed on the Qs, that's a lot of times I'll do that. I'll take those type of trades, but I don't really like the way we closed on the Qs to be taking a short trade on Nvidia for the overnight. But ultimately, if we were to come back down, we were back test 140, and they have just really tightened up the call and put walls here on Nvidia. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, this at all-time highs here, and we were $2 wide call and put wall. So yeah, there is some big money at play here on both sides, thinking that this there's a camp thinking this. I mean, I'm telling you this. I tell you this 142, 140 area, it's a big area. So be very mindful of that. Okay. AMG is another one I was wanting to talk about. Let me find it here. AMD, there it is. So we had a big sell down in AMD today, but we bounced right off the anchored VWAP buy zone. So be very mindful of that. And also, this here is your August trend low. So we really want to see AMD to say defend this area. So AMD might be by the dip right here. So definitely keep this one on watch as a potential buy the dip on AMD. Okay, the big news for the day, guys. So this rectangle here I've had for weeks now. It was a red rectangle as resistance for a couple weeks now, and we finally broke out above resistance. This was your anchored VWAP resistance, and it held like a champ. We thought many times it's going to break out. We finally broke out above it today. So this, and we came right into this week's uh, call wall on Microsoft. So this is not one that I necessarily want to fade. I think we're probably going to, we're actually probably going to try to do this positive gamma this week, in my opinion. So if the markets hold up, this thing here can start going into positive gamma for a move at the 436 possibly this week. So we definitely want to keep this one on watch because this has been building pressure for some time now. And for me to think that this is going to immediately come back down, I'm not a believer in that. Now, if the markets all come down, of course, that could happen. But I'm just saying this thing has been building up pressure for some time now, and we're in that earnings run-up scenario here. So be very mindful of that. Big takeaway on Apple, we continue to save this support. Okay, this is a very critical fair value gap support area. That it was used to be resistance, now is new support. It's holding. We have the put wall has moved up above the support actually now. So they're actually willing to sell premium at these higher prices. So be very mindful of that. So, and we just seem to be walking the August trend high trend line. We just seem to be walking it up here on Apple. So be very mindful of that. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Everything's still looking pretty bullish on this. I don't like all these things. See, this here is really close to the put wall now. We could easily go into negative gamma. So just be very mindful of that. Put wall being that close, that is a potential if something were to go negative in the markets, possible negative gamma. I'm not a big fan of that, but we'll see what happens. So Tesla on the bigger time frame is bear flagging. Okay. Technically, we're in a support area, or by the dip area. This could be an accumulation zone. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to cross over the call wall. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. 220 call wall, and so far this week we cannot seem to get back above it. So it's showing a little bit more weakness this week. So as far as Google goes, basically for October, it's still acting bearish versus on October. Okay, and so you really got to get over the 166 for it to start turning bullish here. So, we're still on the bearish side of October trend, but we do have a higher low, and we did bounce off of the anchored VWAP support area. So be mindful of that. Looks like they're just trying to walk it up, just like a lot of things in the market. This, in my opinion, is on the bigger time frame. It's bear flagging, so be mindful of that. This thing is potentially bear flagging. A break of the 164.50 tomorrow. Come in, start breaking that. That could be a short. So definitely keep this one on watch. See which way this thing's going to play out. So go from there. So on the shorter term time frames, we're bear flagging on Meta, and basically we had a really great day today on Meta. But what did it do? It went right into the short time frame anchored VWAP resistance, and it's below that. It closed below it. So technically, this is your textbook bear flag. You should have been taking overnight shorts in Meta technically. So we'll see how it plays out tomorrow morning. But so just heads up on that. Just use an anchored VWAP. This technically was a short for the overnight. Amazon resistance still holding. Technical, anywhere up in here, you should be shorting. For the reversion back down until we get a closing print above the 190.60 area. We need a closing print. Well, 191. We really need a closing print 191 or higher to take swing longs in Amazon. Okay. I hit the button. Sorry. We don't want to be breaking 66,500 tomorrow morning on Bitcoin. Uh, if you're a bull, uh, but so far support is holding. So just definitely keep that one along. And in that tone here, MicroStrategist. This is the pattern that I'm seeing going on with this MicroStrategist, and this is running on the whole Bitcoin and crypto exuberance. So as long as crypto is not breaking support in the morning, this is probably a continuation to the upside. But otherwise, this thing can get real quick. So definitely keep this one on watch. These monthly OPEXs, those are from last Friday. I haven't updated them. I forgot to do it. I'm sorry. But at any rate, uh, we definitely want to keep this one on watch. Uh, there's a lot of hype in this name. Really, if you go on a bigger time frame, I mean, it is just amazing, the hype. This is all-time highs. If you go out 4 years, look at this thing. Right up here in these highs right here. So be very mindful of that. And the final thing I want to talk about is XLF. And basically, the reason I'm bringing this up is the financials came right down to the anchored VWAP buy zone, and immediately were bought back up. So I'm actually looking tomorrow like the financials could be leading the pack to the upside again, resuming its upside. It just needed a few days to digest downwards, but I'm looking for the financials to regain strength tomorrow, and in that case, the IWM could be outperforming, uh, start up outperforming again. And here's what we got going on with IWM. Right here is a fair value gap. That's new support. We came right down into it today. This could very easily be buy the dip here on IWM. So I'm watching this for calls possibly tomorrow. Heads up on that. Okay. Thanks a lot for watching, and I appreciate all my viewers. Please let people know about my videos, and we'll get some more people watching them.